Celebrity Every Day 26.
Ahead of the Forgotten Realms Player's Guide plan to release this November, Dungeons & Dragons has released 8 new subclasses for intrepid adventurers to try early. These subclasses cover a range of classes, meaning no matter a player's preference, it's likely there's going to be something for everyone. While these new subclasses aren't the only thing coming for D&D fans this year, with the Monster Manual releasing in February and Eberron, Forge of the Artificer set to come out in August, they're sure to be the most exciting for players who enjoy playing with new tools, spells, and abilities. The 8 subclasses, announced through an Unearthed Arcana playtest that's available for all players, come from a variety of sources that are intrinsically tied to Forgotten Realms lore. Notable calls to past publications include the College of the Moon Bard, which hails from the Munchi Isles, as well as the Winter Walker Ranger subclass that's tied to the Icewind Dale. Whether players are new to the Forgotten Realms or diehard lore lovers, these 8 subclasses are sure to be a hit at any table. Like most Bard subclasses, the College of the Moon Bard, available in an Unearthed Arcana PDF download from D&D Beyond, focuses on boosting the power of their party by drawing on the magic of inspiration. Stereotypically, this is through music and ridicule, but the College of the Moon Bard has a different approach. These bards rouse their allies with stories of the Munchi Isles and the primal magic of the region. The type of story players choose to tell determines the effect on the party, but each tale will influence a fight in its own way. As a College of the Moon Bard increases in level, their story-weaving capabilities increase. By tapping into the innate magic of the Munchi Isles and the fey magic they contain, high-level College of the Moon Bards can deal oppressive damage while also healing, inspiring, and bolstering their allies. This subclass focuses heavily on inspiring allies and leveling up the benefits of this inspiration, allowing players to leverage the full power of the moon. Returning from the 2014 Player's Handbook, PHB, the Knowledge Domain Cleric subclass represents those clerics who value erudition and knowledge over all, sometimes to the detriment of themselves and others. These clerics unearth the hidden things of this world, tapping into ancient knowledge and wielding it to their own benefit. As a Knowledge Domain Cleric, players can read, influence, and even control the minds of those beings, less enlightened than themselves. There have been a few changes to the Knowledge Domain subclass since its appearance in the PHB, most notably the tweaks that have been made to the higher-level features. For one, the list of Knowledge Domain spells has been updated to include more combat-relevant and damaging spells than it had previously, allowing clerics to do more than just buff, debuff, and heal. Furthermore, more features have been added that allow Knowledge Domain clerics to fully take advantage of their mental capabilities, casting more spells using Channel Divinity and gaining better INT checks. Purple Dragon Knights are fighters who take up the arms of D&D's Amethyst Dragons, rallying around the causes of justice, freedom, and chivalry. Though the original Purple Dragons hailed from Cormor, any new recruit may join, given they're adequately chivalrous. The Modern Order recruits knights from a plethora of regions, including the Silver Marches, Damara, and Chesenta. The Purple Dragon Knight Fighter subclass was released in the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, but has been updated since. Unlike their Purple Dragon predecessors, Purple Dragon Knights psionically bind with an Amethyst Dragon hatchling at a young age, allowing the two to grow side by side and feed off one another's strengths. This allows Purple Dragon Knights to have draconic companions, as well as a few new features that come with this telepathic bond. Paladins that choose to swear the oath of the noble genies gain the power of the elemental planes, wielding the powers of earth, air, fire, and water with terrible displays of elemental control. These paladins follow a set of tenets that revere chaos and order in equal measure. Lead with splendor and grace, respect and fear the elements, and bring creation through destruction. Like the capricious elements themselves, Oath of the Noble Genies paladins will champion the whims of the genies through any means. Like clerics, Oath of Noble Genies paladins gain access to a select set of spells at level 3 that allow them to further tap into the elemental planes from which the genies originate. At higher levels, these paladins can also use the elements to shield themselves from damage, gaining resistance and further control over their connection with other planes. Oath of Noble Genies paladins don't follow the same strict, worldly tenets of other paladin oaths, instead choosing to dedicate their energy towards the whims of the elements. With the flourish of a sword and the flash of a powerful spell, Bladesinger wizards utilize both physical and metaphysical weapons to put their enemies down. Their mastery of traditional magic, when combined with the dance-like flourishes of intricate swordplay, allows a Bladesinger to levy their magic towards stalwart defenses and devastating attacks. Though bladesinging is traditionally associated with the elven realms, non-elven societies have adopted this practice in order to better protect common people. Since its appearance in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, bladesinging has gotten a few updates. These updates prioritize the usage of the character's INT modifier for attack and damage rolls during bladesong, as well as granting high proficiencies and allowing bladesingers to use their melee weapons more. Bladesinger Wizard is the subclass for players who don't want to confine to just one combat style, taking both weave and blade in hand to defeat their enemies. These 8 subclasses are just the tip of the iceberg of what's in store this year for Dungeons & Dragons, and with so many additions coming to the beloved franchise, there's a lot to be excited about. The developers at Wizards of the Coast seem to be delving deeper into the lore of the Forgotten Realms to bring new life to a classic game. For diehard fans and new players alike, 2025 is a great year for tabletop RPGs.
Celebrity Every Day 26.